Hey everybody, KC0VI Tom here. It's a gorgeous day today. We're gonna pay for this dearly. We're gonna take a quick look back on 2023 and look forward to 2024, our annual review. And by myself, even the dog and the cats are sleeping. As you can tell, let's pan around here real quick. It is Friday the 28th, I believe. Yeah, 28th, and it is almost 40 degrees here in Iowa. What little snow we had is gone. I've been chasing squirrels out of the bird feeders since it hasn't snowed. I haven't filled the bird feeders, and we had a little shot of snow last week, just a dusting, and filled the bird feeders, and they're back. So we're having squirrel wars. One thing I want to reach out and thank everybody who were with me, beside me, and helped me out for the last 2.5 years. I lost my father, my mother, and of course my wife Joyce. Losing one of those people is bad enough, but when you get whammed like I did three times, it really can knock you around. Mom and Dad, I was expecting that. They were up there in their 90s. Their health was fading, and both of them and I talked separately, and said our goodbyes. And first thing Dad said when I was talking to him says, make sure you take care of the cats, take care of your mother, and take care of the sisters. And I told him, well, you got to pick 2 out of those 3, okay, Dad? And a couple days before Mom passed away, she told him the same thing. I'm going to see your father, take care of the cats, and take care of your sisters, and make sure the house is taken care of. It's kind of like, jokingly. I mean, they both understood what was going on, and their time here was done. But TLJ, no, that's hit me up alongside that pretty bad. I was in some very dark places. Like I said, I had a lot of good friends, good family that pulled me through. I have talked to a psychiatrist, and she is amazed how well I'm doing, and said, most people is just suffering one of those, we'll put them down. I'm further ahead than they are. She kind of started quizzing me how I did it, and it's simple. I know what makes me sad. I know what makes me happy. When I'm feeling depressed, when I'm at the bottom, I think of all the good times I had with those 3 people, and it gets me going. So, but on that, what we did the last year, I went through the videos. I was quite surprised how busy we were. Had a lot of fun outdoors. Started out at Otter Creek with their ice skating deal, and up there at Big Metropolis of Mona. We got out to the crash site of the Buddy Holly Ritchie Valley, the Big Bopper aircraft flown by Roger Peterson there north of Clear Lake. That is an interesting crash site, not due to the fact of the people involved in it. It took 3 musicians out of the prime of their career, a young pilot that was trying to get up to his enough hours in to get into commercial airlines, and we'll talk about that here shortly. But the aircraft it had a dark reputation, that model. The artificial horizon was different than what most planes are using, and one of the theories is that Mr. Peterson misunderstood how to read the artificial horizon and flew it in the ground. Other people are saying the weather was bad, nobody should have been up that day. It's one of those crash sites that we'll never know what happened for sure, truthfully, due to the fact that the data link from the plane to ground station isn't like it is today. In-box, black box recorders were not required in aircraft of that size, and still not today in those small aircraft. So it's an interesting read. If you go out there and start reading articles on what people think happened, it's a big shortage in the aircraft, commercial airline area, and they raised the number of hours you need to get your license. And unfortunately, we're starting to see a lot of young pilots actually getting a small plane or renting a plane and start clocking hours in, and it is not good out there. We're losing too many young people. If you're going to do something like that, make sure you have an Elmer, as we call it in the amateur world, radio world, somebody that can help you get your license, get you going. If you can't find anybody like that, check with some of these schools sponsored by the airline industry. They'll get you up to your license requirements so you can get into the actual training programs, plus you're being taught by somebody and you're being watched over. If you get on YouTube and just put in light plane crash or small aircraft crash in the last year, there's been a spike on that. And when I was growing up, I did a lot of flying with my neighbors, and I always wanted to go for my license, but then I met this sweet young girl who had other plans for me. But am I going for my license? No, I got too many other things I want to play with right now. A couple events of the Mason City Radio Club. a couple of events they were doing, and also we was able to work with some of the events up in the Austin area with the Austin Amateur Radio Club, 4th of July, Field Day, the Pizza Ranch fundraiser, and we're coming up here for our Christmas party coming up here at the Pizza Ranch in January. Camping, I was able to get out a couple times on camping. We talked a lot about camping, aircraft flying overhead, speaking of the devil, and just had a lot of fun just getting stuff ready. And we got into a little bit about computers. Let me switch hands here, my arm's getting stiff. Computers and internet safety, security-wise. Most of us out here, we're small fry. A hacker is not going to go after you or me due to the fact that we're such small. I don't know about you, but my income, what I have in savings, is not going to be worth anybody just to try to target me. But they're going after something bigger, millions of dollars bigger. That's why they're going to be what we call spear phishing. They're going to send an attack directly to a person in a company, and it could be just the lonely Joe on the loading dock gets an email that looks like it came from the company's president, needs some information, please return the ASP. He sends it off, and that allows the entry for the bad guys to get ransomware in the systems. For you and me, it's going to be what we call general phishing. The prince from Africa who has been held captive, here's $10,000 if you take this check and send, I'll grant you more money. It's just a general term. If they get something, they'll grab it, but if they can't, they just don't worry about it, because like I said, our value isn't as big as what those people want. Again, this year I was asked to sit on the St. Ansgar Heritage Museum board, which was a lot of fun. Did quite a few videos with them and had a couple of events with them. Also been hanging out with the chamber on some of their events, and make sure you get those covered, or I don't want to have the ghost of TLJ haunting me if we don't do that. We talked a little about radios. We had some new radios come out in the market, and some are about ready to come out of the can. For if you haven't seen them, they will be out here shortly. And Mars Mod, it is in that one. I got a lot of direct messages on people, and I was quite surprised. I kept answering, but why, if you want to talk to me about it, put it down in the description. Let everybody know what you think. But some people don't want to do that, so which is fine. And of course, I had to check my notes here. The sun's still a little bit. This is unbelievable how nice it is out here today. Soldering, to do the Mars Mod, I had to look around for some soldering equipment, and that was a lot of fun. It wasn't that expensive. It was just, and it's stuff I'm going to use from now on. I mean, that vacuum pump solder sucker, I got a power supply project I'm going to tackle probably tonight or tomorrow, and that would be ideal for that. Like that, I can whiz through there, unsolder all the components and put them in. I've had a few people ask me about what solder station I have, so we'll probably do something here. I do have a small black light bug light I got to fix. That'd be a good example of that, so I'll probably do that here coming up. And like I said, we covered a lot. Looking forward for this year, 2024. Again, the nice weather here. I'm gonna probably end up taking a little nap here in the window. It's so nice out. This nice weather is causing trouble with some of the outdoor activity. No snow, no snowmobiling, no cross-country skiing. No outdoor ice skating rinks, so that's probably going to put the Otter Creek one out of commission this year, because it would take a lot to get an ice rink going right now, and a lot of the towns in the area don't even try or have shut down their outdoor ice skating rinks already. Ice fishermen are having trouble on rivers. Again, it is unsafe to be out there, rivers and lakes, so do not go out there thinking, oh yeah, it's not that bad. The Color of the Wind Kite Festival is in jeopardy. It's either going to get postponed, canceled, or moved. I think it's just going to get canceled. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they do have it. One thing I'm going to be doing is changing campers. Right now, the Class C, the 23-foot Jayco Poo, is too big for me. If I was going to be full-time in RV, that'd be good size. But for me, just as a weekend warrior, it's just too big. And also, there's a lot of mental luggage in that thing for me to go out there. It's pretty painful. So we'll, this winter, we're going to go through and kind of fix up. There's some little odds and ends here and there I've always been trying to fix, but never got really serious about doing it. We'll get those up so I can put it on the market this springtime on the market. Used market is good. Looking at a small teardrop for a new vehicle I picked up to be able to pull. Talked to a salesperson down in the Des Moines area. I told him, okay, it has to be this much or less in weight, and when I make my coffee in the morning, I don't want to be standing outside my BVDs. Didn't even flinch a giggle or laugh. He says, yeah, I think I got something for you. I go, really? He goes, oh, I get that comment a lot. Now, the teardrops are nice. But some people don't want to go outside or work on their kitchen. What are you going to do if it's a drizzly, cold weekend? So you don't go camping, or you just go out there with heavy coats on. But that's no fun having a wet, heavy coat either. One thing we're going to try to get more active is the 2 amateur radio clubs, one in Mason City, the radio group, and the club up in Austin. We try to help out with some of the events that they'll be doing. Also, I was able to secure, we are an official club here in the FCCIs here in St. Ansgar. STAR, S-T-A-R, St. Ansgar Amateur Radio. When the girls were cleaning up Joyce's personal effects and going through some of her notes and notebooks, so trying to get all the billing done correctly, they kept coming across these little pieces of paper with STAR written on them and some information, the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, jamborees, what we could do for chamber events. And finally one night they asked, "What is this?" They go, "Oh, she was always talking about that, and I didn't really think it was that serious what she wanted to do." But yeah, so we pushed the paperwork through, had a few people volunteer to be acting officers till we get this officially going, but it is officially going right now. The next step, I'll be petitioning the FCC to use KD0TLJ, Joyce's call sign, as a club call sign. Ran into a little bit of trouble already, but I think I got a way around that. When Christy got her amateur radio license last summer, I asked her, "Do you want to use your mother's call sign? You can petition the FCC and get that." And she goes, "No, Mom wanted to get a club going in town, so let's use it for the club." So, which is what Joyce wanted. So we'll be working on that and really trying to get STAR up and going the way she wanted it. I have a few people who have had interest in it. Big deal is, can I find somebody to be like a president, vice president, secretary, treasurer? It's easy being treasurer and there's no money involved, So what else you got going? Talked about the camper, amateur radio. The big one in September. I'm having a class reunion, class of 79, beer, sex, and wine. We're the class of 79. We're having our 45th annual class reunion up in the Austin area. Working on that with Ellen and Kay. More on that, and that will be a fun weekend. It's going to be a long weekend too, and Monday is going to be longer. We have been known to party hardy in that high school class. There have been times where even at the class reunions, there are a few places that we're not allowed back to due to that. On that, talked enough. I think I'll go ahead and take a little nap in the window next to little doggy. She's on the couch snoring up a storm. 7-3. Be sure to tell your friends, neighbors, other hams. Subscribe, hit that bell to get notification when new videos come out. Add comments below. 7-3, everybody.